Welcome back to the Cocked Dice. We're back again with another Batman miniature game from Night Models. Let's take a look at the two crews playing in tonight's game. So the Batman team in tonight's game is a fairly simple one with only 5 models. We're starting out with my favourite Batman. So this guy obviously has Batarang smoke pellets. He's got mixed combat style, which is really useful. I've upgraded him with the upgraded bat suit for +1 endurance, and he's also got a hidden magazine for extra batarangs because I always seem to run out of those. Moving on, we've got Nightwing. You know I love him. He's an absolute beatstick. He should really be able to go toe to toe with a couple of the enemy hard hitters. He's pretty flexible. He's very fast. Again, he's got ranged attacks and melee attacks. Really like him. New addition to my team this week is the modern age Catwoman. Painted her up a few weeks back. Been itching to get her on a table. She seems pretty fast. I suspect she's not going to be as great as some of the other options because she does blood stun damage with a whip. However, she's got an interesting selection of skills and is pretty swift, and also has a backpack included which allows her a free manipulate action without spending a action. Yeah, that makes sense, hopefully. Moving on from that, we have Sergeant Harvey Bullock. I don't think I've ever fielded a Batman team without him. Mainly his two best abilities, or 3 best abilities. He's obviously got the detective trait. He's got evidence tampering, which is fantastic, and he's got hidden, which allows him a forward setup. All really useful. It comes in at relatively cheap at 41 rep. I've bought him a bunch of upgrades as well. So he's got an extra magazine to give him 4 shots from his pistol. So it's not the greatest gun in the world, but it means he can shoot every single turn if he wants to, and hopefully he'll have targets straight in range. He's got a radio, so he can be pretty flexible and doesn't need to be hanging around Batman. I think my previous mistakes have not been doing this, and I've ended up having to keep him bunched up round the bat. I've also got, I had $50 spare at the end, and so I bought him Street Patrol. So he gets the Street Guy rule. When this model benefits from the cover rule, it may force the attacker to reroll 1 successful hit. So that just reduces the amount of damage he's going to be taking from some of the rather shooty opponents. Finally in this roster, we've got Police 3. I think he's actually called Agent 3. My card says Police 3. This is one of the Dark Knight Returns box set models, I think. He's cheap, he's 25 rep. 5 endurance, 5 willpower, arrest, bulletproof vest, both useful skills. He's essentially just my plod to bob around, arrest people and do objective stuff. He's got a bunch of upgrades as well, because again I had the points spare, the money spare. So he's got patrol training, so he gains the undercover rule and is allowed to deploy 8 inches away from a deployment zone. I bought him a helmet, so when he suffers damage he can switch the damage type of 1 damage marker. So that might just save him from either dying, hopefully, or being knocked out when I don't want him to be. And again, he has a radio, so he's always going to be in spire range. And again, that just allows him his free manipulate. He can hang around the edges and just drop down markers and fiddle around. And if he does have an audacity, it gives him the ability to manipulate twice or manipulate an attack, which, as I've seen in previous games, it can be really crucial late game when you just need to get those extractions off. Over to the other crew, and this is a Soldiers of Fortune crew led by Batman, or Flashpoint Batman to be more specific. Picked this guy up the other week when he was, several months back when he was released, and I finally got him painted the other week. So I'm really keen to get him on the table. I've gone with the dual handgun option because to me that just yells Flashpoint Batman. I love the old miniature, I never managed to get my hands on it. So I've got this guy. What do I say about him? So he's a little bit tougher than the Bat. He's got a lower defense. Other than that, he doesn't have an Amazon sword, unfortunately, but he will do stun damage with his gloves. He gets Grand Strategist, so he always gets the +2 resource points. He's got Mastermind, so he's always getting +1 to his Take the Lead roll. What's Precise Blow do? He gets +1 bonus to his attack type rolls. That's really useful. That should allow him to go relatively well against the likes of Nightwing and probably even the Bat, because he's got a higher endurance. He may be able to put the hurt out first. He has medic, which is useful. 2 damage markers from a friendly model in contact. I'm not sure how often I'm going to use that because you really want him to be doing stuff. He's got the Mark 2 bat armor, so he's a little bit faster. He can only ignore the strength dice if the roll is a natural 6, as opposed to Batman, who just doesn't. You just don't roll the strength dice against him. So dual handguns, short range firearm, light assault, so he can move around quite quickly and use them. He's got 3 ammo for them. He has 4 shots. Rate of fire of 4 with those is just phenomenal, but they do blood stun damage. So yeah, you know how I feel about that. Next up on the roster is my favourite merc, Deadshot. He's got no upgrades. He's just Deadshot. He is superb. He's a bit of a crutch for me, I think. Brought him in really because I found last time I ran the Soldier of Fortune crew, I ran a little light on guns. I think Deadshot just fills that niche quite nicely. Obviously, he doesn't have veteran, so that may make it a little harder for me to score some of my objectives, but we will see. Everybody's favourite muscled lady is Militia. Obviously, she is a bit of a tank and hits hard, especially against some of the weaker characters, so she'll be picking on the Cop, on Bullock, or on Catwoman, no doubt. I've bought her an extra venom dose, so she's got 2 to use. So fingers crossed, that'll do. She'll do what I need her to do, and I just have to make sure that she doesn't go up against Nightwing or Batman alone, otherwise she's going to struggle. New for this roster this week is Infiltrate Op. Everybody keeps saying how fantastic she is. We shall see. She's got a light assault carbine, 3 ammo, 4 rate of fire, 1 blood. There's better guns out there, but it's got a lot of shots. I need to check what Red Dot does in a minute. Everyone said you've got to take backpack on her, so I've taken her backpack on her. This is the same as Catwoman's. It allows her to make a manipulate action without spending an action point. So I've been advised not to use her as a sniper, but to get her down and dirty and moving around, getting that manipulate action into play. It comes with hacking, which allows her to move up to 2 any markers, up to 4 inches. It comes with hidden as well. Master of Stealth, so you can only see her at 6 inches. She has a natural radio, so she can be completely independent. And again, she's got a vet, so I've got 2 vets so far. Finally, he didn't do very well last time, but he is quite tanky, so I've brought Dreadnought up again because I had the rep for him. He's an Elite Soldier of Fortune, he's a veteran, he's got Devastating Blow, which is awesome. Comes with light armour, which I'll try and remember this time. So he's pretty tough. I've bought him a venom dose as well because I found last time that it was just valuable to have that extra boost for him. So there are the crews. Let's take a look at the board and setup. As per usual, I've gone with the 2 diagonal slots, 8-inch corner deployments. So we've got our crews deployed on each side for the most part. On Bat's team, we've got Batman, Catwoman and Nightwing all in deployment zone. You have Police Officer 3 over here, Baton Cop, and you have Harvey Bullock over here by this walkway. On the Soldier of Fortune side, most of the crew is unfortunately bunched up in their deployment zone over here. However, Infiltrate Op has done exactly what she's supposed to do. She's infiltrated right down here, behind some crates, out of sight, and hopefully catch my opponent in a bit of a crossfire. We've got the sewer and the lamp markers down on the table. You've got the 4 sewer markers here and the 4 lights here. So that is it. Let's get all set up and ready, and I will get the first turn going. And here we are, all ready for the first turn. Let's make a take the lead roll. The blue dice, as always, will be the GCPD stroke Batman. The white dice is Soldier of Fortune. They don't even need Batman's Flashpoints, I'm going to call him Flashpoint Batman, abilities there. They have won the initiative, so Soldier of Fortune will be taking lead in this round. Right, let's drop some Audacity markers out. We start with Bane's crew. We'll drop 1 down on Infiltrate Op, who's just out of camera view down here. We'll drop 1 on Deadshot, 1 on Militia, and 1 on Flashpoint Batman. On Batman's crew, Catwoman, and she's probably not going to do much. Batman can take 1, Nightwing can take 1. Pushing back. Cop down here can take one, and Merkel can take one. No, we've got no objective cards to play at the moment, so we're into the execute a plan phase. Starting with Soldiers of Fortune, I think we're going to be pretty dull, and we'll use Dreadnought Op to begin with. His movement is 10, so he's pretty nippy. He's over here, he's going to make it, oh, but actually Bullock's there, so he better make it over here. He's going to come over here, and he's going to use the opportunity to put the pressure on immediately and drop a marker down here. Onto the Batman's team. I think it's going to be Catwoman. We'll kind of use the less exciting model. She has got a movement of 12 plus 1 for acrobat, so 13 inches. So she is going to move right across here and up to there. Because of her claws ability, she can obviously ignore the movement penalty for climbing, dropping, that sort of stuff. So she gets herself right up over nice and centrally over here. She has a manipulate. I think she will also drop a marker. Do I have anything exciting to turn it into? Like so. So we're going to activate Infiltrate Op next. She has loads of movement but doesn't need it all. She is simply going to move to within 4 inches of this terrain piece here. So just to here. It's a bit in the open, but there's a plan. So she is going to drop a suspect marker with her free manipulate action. So that is play invasion. Place a suspect marker within 4 inches of a scenery element that is within 4 inches of an enemy model. He's over here, she's over there. That's fine. We then need to roll a dice for this. 4. So we'll place 4 counter on there. So essentially at the end of every subsequent model's activation, we count down, and when that gets to 0, this card scores. So that is now in play. Inside the table. She is then going to trigger her special action with her audacity, which is hacking, and she can move that marker up to 4 inches. So she's going to move it back over here. So on the Batman side, we will use Nightwing next. He is going to move, first of all, he's going to come round to within 6 inches of Infiltrate Op, like so, and he is going to throw some wingdings, batarangs. I hate wingdings, that's just such a stupid saying. So because it has the throwing ability, it doesn't lose any dice, short range 6 inches, and obviously I can see her at 6 inches away. So he's got a rate of fire of 2, plus 1 for the strength dice. It's a straight roll. She has a defensive 5. It's a single hit on her there. Showing something light, nope, doesn't make any difference there. He's always got a 4 plus special, hasn't he? So he's got 2 hits there on her. They do 2 stun each. That's 4 stun damage. That's a pretty good start. So it's over to the Soldiers of Fortune, and we are going to use Militia next. She is going to try and cause some damage. She will. So we'll spend, Flashpoint Batman is going to spend resource point for this, for the range of the round. Friendly models may use a dose without spending it. So that's been played as a resource. Flashpoint has 2 more resources left. He would normally have 5, but he's reduced by 1 because of Nightwing. So Militia, of course, is going to pop Venom. That leaves her with 2 more doses for the rest of the game, which should be enough. She's got a 10-inch move, so she gets all the way over to here. She's going to spend her Audacity. She's going to trigger her special action, which is Super Jump. Now it just says remove this model and immediately place it completely within 6 inches. Well, completely within 6 inches is up there. So she will land herself right up there, venomed to the max, in contact with Catwoman. So you know what she's going to do now? She's going to hit her as hard as she can, and hopefully I've picked the right target this week. Okay, so Catwoman will effort once. She's got 6 willpower, so she can afford to effort once and still take 3 hits to take her out from Militia. Militia, of course, does 2 stun damage per hit for her reinforced gloves. That reduces Militia's attacks by 1. Militia has an attack of 3. She gains plus 2 for her Venom dose from the free efforts. She'll make a 3rd effort to essentially nullify the effort used by Catwoman. and then she gets a strength dice. So she is rolling 5 dice plus the strength dice currently. So Catwoman unfortunately has a defense of 5, which I hadn't realised. So she hasn't got a lot of willpower endurance, but she has got a high defense. Militia has strength dice of 3 plus, otherwise we're looking at 5s. Not awful. So we scored 3 hits there, of which 2 are normal and 1 is a strength dice hit. Catwoman has defense of 5. So hang on, let me just record 3 there. Militia's attack is only 3, so we're looking at 3s or more. Ooh, so she blocks out the 2 normal attacks. She takes a strength dice hit only, and that unfortunately only deals her another 2 stun, taking her up to 3. So we're going to activate Harvey Bullock. He is going to drop a suspect marker. He's going to drop it back here, 3 inches away from him. He's then going to take a shot through here at Dreadnought Op. It's through cover, but I'm going to do this before I shoot. So Dreadnought Op's just on the other side of this building, this tank here, and I can see part of his base through there. So that will reduce Bullock's dice by 1. So he's got 2 dice normally, -1. Oh, Dreadnought's got armour as well. And light armour, he'll also lose his strength dice, unfortunately, for the shot. So he's got a 1 dice attack. He is looking for a 3 or more. He scores a 5, so that is a hit. And we will play, we're going to play non-lethal ammo. So inflict damage with a ranged attack, but change all the blood markers you would inflict to stun. So that is in play, and that will score immediately because we've caused 2 stun damage over here. Bullock will then make a move. He's going to get his little noggin down this way. He's got a movement of 8. He's going to leave that suspect marker there. He's in the lights, but that will be fine, I'm sure. We're going to activate Deadshot next. He isn't going to do a huge amount here. He will just simply come round this corner, get himself some a position with some cover. Yeah, so he is going to spend his audacity. I'm just going to turn him this very slightly. So he's spending his audacity. He's going to trigger his rapid fire special roll. So he gets +1 dice. He'll use his modified assault gun. So that is 3 attack dice normally, +1 for rapid fire. He then loses 2 of those for moving, and he would normally get strength dice. Obviously, he loses 1 of the strength dice. He loses the strength dice. So he's got 3 normal dice for this attack. He gets a +1 bonus on his attack dice when making a ranged attack, and Nightwing is defense 4, so essentially I'm looking for 3s or more. That's 2 solid hits. That does 2 blood and a stun per hit. That is 4 blood and a stun. Oh, I forgot to effort, didn't I? Yeah, Nightwing could have efforted for that. I forgot. There we go. That was a slight mistake from Nightwing's perspective. He has acrobat ability, which allows him to dodge. Dodge allows him to spend effort to reduce the incoming attacks from ranged attacks. Okie dokie. So it is back over to our GCPD Batman side. So we're going to activate Batman. That's been spent. He is going to pop his audacity, use his special action to use his Batclaw, which gives him a 16-inch movement, doesn't it? So he's going diagonally here. He's going to shoot all the way into base contact here with Infiltrate Up. Puts Batman in the light, which is a bit of annoyance, but it'll be right, I'm sure. So Bats is going to make an attack against Infiltrate Op. He's got sneak attack, so she can't make any efforts to defend herself because he came from over 12 inches away and therefore out of line of sight. He has 5 attack dice plus a strength dice. He's looking for 5s and a 3 up on the strength dice. Oh, that's awful. I don't think he's got any rerolls, has he either? No. So he's got a single success there. Infiltrate Op has a defense of 5. She's rolling against Bats' defense of 5, so a single 5 or more, and she blocks his attack. Oh no, she doesn't. She does not do it, so she takes 2 more stun damage from Batman. That will KO her. There we go. They won't see me coming, so it's an easy score. Inflict damage on an enemy model that did not have line of sight to the attacker at the start of the attacker's activation. So it's only 1 point, but it will do. That reduces the invasion counter by 1 more, because that's the end of Batman's turn. If, when the counter is reduced to 0, the suspect is not revealed or removed, score this card. So, Flashpoint, oh no, Soldier of Fortune, score 2 points there. So you can't see him yet, but you'll see him in just a moment. We are going to activate Flashpoint Batman. He is going to come 11 inches, so 10 for his movement, plus 1 for his bat armour. Got that right. Yeah, plus 1 inch to his basic move. To there. He is now within 8 inches of Nightwing. He's going to fire his guns at him. For his special action, he will trigger Precise Blow. Nightwing has got acrobatic. He is going to take 2 efforts, first of all, to reduce Flashpoint Batman down. So Flashpoint Batman has 4 rate of fire plus 1 strength dice. He's lost 2 rate of fire there, so he's got 3 dice. He's moved, he loses another 2, so he's only got a single dice there. So he's going to use the light ability of his weapon, which means he gains 2 dice back, because he won't take the modifier for moving and shooting, but he will lose the dice for the effort from Nightwing, which means he does lose his strength dice, unfortunately. So he's got 3 shots there. He hits on 4s. He's taking a -1 to hit, and all 3 have hit Nightwing, unfortunately. Nightwing takes 3 more blood damage. That takes him up to 7 blood. He's dead. We're going to play free-for-all. Have more models than the opponent. That's the opponent. Jesus Knight. Have more models than the opponent within 4 inches of the centre of the gaming area. Centre of the gaming area is just on here. We've got 1 up here, Militia. We've got Flashpoint, and we've got Dreadnought up. And the Batman team have nobody, so that's 2 more points for Soldier of Fortune. So we're going to last of all activate the cop down here. His first action with his free manipulate is going to be to drop a suspect marker down here. His second action is going to be a move. He's going to come around the back here, staying out of line of sight, and get himself just about see him on the board edge there, hiding behind that. He's going to discard his audacity because he has nothing to do with it. Unfortunately, I didn't quite have the movement to be able to get over and arrest. However, that is everybody activated. So we are into the recount phase. Activate any traits at the beginning of the recount phase. I think Catwoman has got one. So Catwoman can make a move action of up to 2 inches. She's going to move away from Militia. So Catwoman's made a little bit of a move over to there, and that's her first action. Her first recount phase thing, and then discard any spent resource token cards. We've done that. And then score any number of objective cards. So we have 1 from the cops. They're going to score, stick to the plan, have more suspect markers in play than your opponent in play. So we have 1, 2, 3 versus 2 from Soldier of Fortune. So we'll score that one. So who's not KO? Militia removes a stun. Okay, that's all the stun damage removed, and then we shall do recovery rolls. So we've only got Infiltrate up. So she needs to get a 6 or less. She fails there, she is still knocked out. That is the end of round 1. I'll tidy up the table and we'll be back for round 2 in a minute. Right, we're back with round 2. Let's do a take the lead roll. Blue dice is Batman's team. Even with the +1 from Flashpoint, then normal bats wins. So the cops and Batman have the first turn this round. We'll refresh our resource pools because I forgot to do that in the last round. That's 4, doesn't he? No, he gets 5 now because Nightwing's dead. So this is the board state as we start the second round. I'm well ahead of myself. So on the Bats team, there's only 4 characters left, so each one of them is going to get Audacity. On Venom's side, let's have a look here. We've only got 4 upright characters as well, so each one of them will get an audacity. So we're going to kick off this round with the Batman before he gets into trouble, because he is somewhat stood in the open in front of Deadshot and Flashpoint. His first course of action is going to be... So his first action is going to be throw a Batarang. He's going to throw that at Flashpoint Batman. He is 10 inches away. These ones are medium range remote control throwing. He's not moved yet, so he's going to get 2 dice plus a strength dice, and he is looking for 4s on this hit. He has 2 successful hits there. 1 strength dice hit on a 3 or more, 1 normal dice on a 4 or more. That will do 4 stun damage. Shoot straight into combat 9 inches away. Bang, into contact with him. Spend his audacity, obviously. He's going to use his mixed combat style. So reading this, I think I've got this right. After this model performs an attack action, it can perform an extra attack action of a different type from the first during the same activation. So this is all still the same activation, and it doesn't say immediately after. So I am assuming I can now make a normal attack action as part of my turn. So Flashpoint Batman will not effort. Oh no, sorry, he's only taken 2 stun damage because he ignores the strength dice unless it's a natural 6. In fact, he'll take 1 effort. That's still 3. We've got 5 attacks plus a strength dice there. He doesn't lose the strength dice against this Batman, but the strength dice only hits on a 6. And he's losing 1 dice from this. So it's 4 dice plus a strength, needing 4s. He's going to be brave. He's going to take 2 stun to give himself 2 extra dice. Try and take out Flashpoint Batman as quick as I can. So, Flashpoint Batman's defense is a 4, so the white dice need 4s, and the blue dice needs a 6. Oh, we've only got 3 there. I was hoping for more. I was really hoping for more there. I've got no rerolls, unfortunately. Flashpoint has 4 defense. He's looking for 5s. If he blocks any one of these, he is still up and running. Oh, he blocks 3 of them. He only takes 2 stun damage from that attack. That is unfortunate. I'm surprised at that. I thought I'd have a good chance of... It is over to our Soldiers of Fortune crew, and I think it's going to have to be Militia. She's going to pop Venom this time. I actually have to use one because I don't have any more resources. She will then move, spend her audacity, and thump Catwoman again, hopefully hitting slightly harder than last time. Catwoman can take 2 hits from Militia, so she will take a single effort now to reduce Militia's dice by 1. Militia will take an effort as well to counteract that. So Militia's on 3 dice, 2 free efforts for her Venom, and a strength dice. So let's see if she can hit Catwoman a little harder this time. She needs 5s to hit, or she needs a 3 on the strength dice. So I have got a critical hit on the strength dice. That is an upside, and I have got 1 other hit. Catwoman has 5 defense. She's only rolling against 3s. She easily blocks the 1 attack, but she takes a single strength dice critical hit from Militia. That will do 2 more stun damage and will knock her down. That will at least score Search and Destroy. The friendly Mole scores at least 2 hits. She scored 2 hits. Ooh. It doesn't say does 2 damage, it says scored 2 hits. She scored 2 hits. And Militia will use her special action at the end of the round to make a 6-inch jump. Jump into base contact with Batman. That's a bit rude. We'll do that. So it's the Bat Team's go. They are going to use their pass token for this round. Simply because I need to wait a little bit before. I've got 2 that need to activate late in the turn, which is a bit of a pain, unfortunately. So I think we'll return to the Soldiers of Fortune and Deadshot will go. Just going to check he's got line of sight. Yes, he has. She's got cover. So Deadshot is going to stand still. He's going to aim up at Catwoman on the catwalk up there. I will give her cover for the railings. Just about. Spend his ammo token. So this is for his modified assault rifle. He's got a rate of fire of 3. He'll use rapid fire to gain himself an extra dice. And he gets the strength dice to this. He'll lose the strength dice. We've got +1 to hit, so we're hitting her on 4s. We've got 3 hits there, so that will be modified assault rifle. That is 6 blood damage and 3 stun damage. That is more than enough to kill Catwoman, who's stunned to hell already. She is dead. So yeah, we'll go with Bullock. He is going to drop a suspect marker right at his feet. Oh, he can't because there's one up there. He's going to have to move. Oh, just. Actually, is that, how many inches away is that? Oh, hang on, no, because he can place one 3 inches away. Yes, he will. So he's going to place one. He's going to place it 3 inches away, back here, and flip it into a snitch. And we've obviously got a snitch card in play now. I don't think anyone can get within 4 inches of that by the end of the round. He's then going to not move. He's just going to take a pot shot over at Dreadnought up there. It's not a great shot, but he's got loads of ammo, so he may as well. So he's got 2 dice attack plus a strength dice. He's going to lose the strength dice for shooting through targeting cover. He's also going to lose another dice because of Dreadnought Op's armour. So he's got a single dice attack. He is looking for a 3. He scores a 5. That is a single hit. That is 1 blood, 1 stun damage. I really need to get him somewhere a bit more useful. He will come round here, I think, with his donuts and his coffee. Okie dokie then, it is over to the Soldiers of Fortune. We have Dreadnought Op to go and Flashpoint Batman. I think the Flashpoint Bats can go now. He's obviously going to make an attack. Because he's outnumbered, there's -1 defense as well, so he actually only needs 3s to hit here. He scores 3 hits there, no strength dice hit. We can't roll the strength dice. Anyway, so 3 hits. Bats will roll to defend, leaves 4s, 5s. He scores 2, reduces it to 1, he gets a single damage. The last model from their perspective is the cop over there. He is simply going to make a 6-inch move into base contact with Infiltrate Op, and unfortunately he's going to spend his audacity to do a special action and take her out of the game. Now he still has a free manipulate action, so while he's at it he's going to drop a marker down there, and he will of course score. Nice easy one. Get off the streets, arrest the model for 3 more victory points. Finally, we are on to Flashpoint's team, and the last model to go is Dreadnought Op. I think he's going to prepare for a score later. So he's simply going to pop over to the sewer. He's going to use a manipulate action to pop out here. He's still got another manipulate action because he was in inspire range at the end of the round. And he will place another suspect marker over there. It's not going to do a huge amount. So that is the end of the round. So any traits, there are no traits to activate at the beginning. Discard spent resource cards, haven't done any this turn at all. Score objective cards, so Snitch scores for 3 victory points there. And we also score Stick to the Plan. You must have more suspect markers than your opponent in play. 1, 2, 3, 4 versus 1, 2, 3. Just about. No, Bane's crew have nothing to score yet. Then we need to do, there's no KO'd models, so it's just a matter of reducing the damage on people. So 1 there, 1 there, 1 there. No recovery rolls. That is the end of the round. We are on. So we are back for round 3, and we'll take the lead roll. We've got blue dice as Batman and Cops crew. So drawing a dice, but Flashpoint Batman gets +1 to his dice, so he wins the round. We'll drop some audacity markers out. We have got 1 here for Deadshot, 1 for Bats, Or Flashpoint Bats, one here and one over there, because everyone can have one. On the Bats team, we've got one for the cop down here, one for Bullock and one for Bats. He only has 3 models available. We're into the execute the plan phase, and so I think for this round, Flashpoint Bats is going to have to go first. He's got 5 damage. He can only take 3 more stun damage before he gets knocked out by Batman. That would be fairly catastrophic. He's going to start punching Batman, I think. So obviously he's got 5 dice attack. Can't roll the strength dice. He'll trigger his precise blow for +1 to his dice. Arkham Batman's not going to take any effort for, he's not going to effort to reduce the defense dice. However, he's going to take 1 effort to activate counter-attack. Flashpoint has got 5 attack dice. He can't roll a strength dice because of Batarm Mark 1. He is looking for 5s normally to hit, reduced by 1 because of his precise blow, and reduced by another 1 because of the second combatant. So he's looking for 3s to hit here. He has scored 4 hits. Like Bats gets to roll 5 dice back, doesn't he? Defense. He's looking for 5s. He scores 2. So he takes 2 hits. They do 2 stun each. That takes him up to 8 stun and will KO him. So it's the Bats team to go, and I think it's going to be Bullock, and we are going to go for victory points. Essentially, I've got a feeling this is going to go really badly. This is utterly stupid. Bullock's going to come around here. He's standing right in the open, but he's going to move there. He's going to spend his action to do a manipulate. He will reveal that marker and use that to score. Wrong place, kid. Reveal an enemy suspect marker at least 6 inches away from any of your models with the cop trait. There's no one else nearby. It's back over to our Flashpoint crew, and I think we'll do this really obvious thing here. Deadshot is going to gun down poor old Bullock. He's got a rate of fire of 4. He gets +1 for rapid fire. He gets a special dice on top of that. He's shooting at Bullock. Bullock has nothing exciting to defend himself with. So he is simply going to take a lot of shots to the face. That is rather unfortunate for Bullock. So Bullock's defense is only 3. He has taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shots from Deadshot. 6 shots because 2 hits as well, actually, because he's on +1. That'll be a lot. Oh, actually, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. That does 6 blood, 6 stun. That is enough to kill Bullock. Just. What he's then going to do is he's going to move to the sewer. In spy range. Yes, he is in spy range. So he's going to move to the sewer, use his free manipulate action to pop up over here. So back to the GCPD. We've only got the cop down here who's active. He is simply going to move over here, and he's going to reveal that marker. And that will score him coming through everything. Reveal an enemy suspect marker, and I get to draw 2 cards. So final activation of the round is going to be Militia. She is going to place a suspect marker and then trigger invasion. Invasion, place a suspect marker within 4 inches of a scenery element that's within 4 inches of an enemy model. She'll do it on this gas tank here. Oh, yeah. She'll move and do it on the gas tank here. Oops, sorry. Here. Place it within base contact of herself. She's the yellow markers. There we go. And then we roll the dice. It's 2. And that will trigger in 2 activations time. So there's no one else on the cop side to go. We just have Dreadnought up down here. He's going to do nothing. He's just going to stand there and twiddle his thumbs. And that is the end of round 3. So at the end of the round, we will go through the recount phase. So no traits to activate, just no resource cards. I'm not really doing very well with resource cards. Sorry guys. Objective cards, so invasion doesn't score. Ground war will score. You have at least 2 friendly markers within 4 inches of the same scenery placed up within or up to 8 inches of the opponent's deployment zone. 2 models over here next to that. So we score 3 points for that one. we do markers. So he will have his KO marker removed. He will have one removed. Like so. Bats will make a recovery roll. He rolls 2 dice. He needs to get under an 8. He gets a 9 and fails. Bats is still down. Well, I forgot to do that when he activated. That's the end of the round. We're back in a minute for round 4. So we're back with the 4th and final round. We'll take a roll for take the lead. It's a draw again, which means Flashpoint Batman wins because of his +1. Domination gets played at the beginning of the round. Obviously everyone's going to get an audacity. So I think I'm going to start the turn with Militia. She is going to move, she's going to run off over here somewhere. Doesn't overly matter. She'll spend her audacity. She doesn't need to, she needs to do a manipulate action, which she will do to play another invasion. And we need a number that's less than, so 1, 2, 3, 4 activations left. So we need a number less than 4. It's a 3. It's a good number. So she's going to pop a suspect marker down right next to herself with a 3 on it. And we have a second invasion card in play. And they score at the point that model finishes their activation. So at the end of her activation, this timer goes down by 1. Yep, we score that card now. So we score another invasion for 2 points. And that's the end of Militia's go. It's down to the lone cop. The lone cop is going to run to the corner of the board, 8 inches down to there, spend his audacity and drop a snitch marker. Like that, because nobody can get to him down there. So at the end of the cop's movement, that reduces it down to 2. There is literally nothing I can do here. So look at my cards, there's no resources that I can spend to churn my cards. We'll activate Flashpoint Batman, he'll do nothing, that'll tick down 1. We'll activate Deadshot, that'll tick down again and score another invasion. Dreadnought up, we'll just sit there, do nothing, and that ends the round. It's a really dull round, that one. But there was no other scores I could do. And then we get into the recount phase. I'm not going to mess with any of the markers, however, during the end phase, we've got 2 friendly models within 4 inches of a piece of scenery. They're still there, they've not moved. We score that, and of course, I have more friendly models within 4 inches of the marker than the opponent, because he's KO, and I presume he doesn't count. We score that. So that is the game. We will do, oh, and finally, snitch scores at the end of the round, of course, for the Bats team. We've got some reasonable piles today. I think I understood the Flashpoint, the Soldiers of Fortune cards a little better, but Bats team have a good amount of cards. So at the end of the game, we have, the Bats team have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 16, 18, 21 points there. 21 points for the Batman team. And on the Flashpoint side, we've got 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 points. They were 2 points off. And there was literally nothing else I could score that round, which was really disappointing. It is just about a win for Gotham's finest and the Batman, even though he's been taken out by his dad. Hey ho. There we have it, another game. If you have spotted any mistakes, if I did something completely ludicrous that you don't understand why, please comment below. It'd be great to get some interaction on these videos, have a chat about it. I'll be posting this all over the internet, and I'll be on the Discord channel to take any feedback on the game as well. See you all again soon. Good night. And thanks for joining us here at the Clock Dice. Why not like this video and add a comment below? It really helps boost the channel. And while you're at it, if you click on the icon below, you can subscribe to the channel for all the latest updates as soon as they're live. Why not check out some of our other videos and playlists? You can click on the ones on screen right now. Take care, and we'll see you next time.